Silly.
Welcome to the Iron Table, where iron sharpens iron, so should men sharpen men. I am your host, Bryant Godine, and I'm joined by my brothers Keith, Danny, and Steve. We're your waiters, serving you accountability and truth. We now bring you to our program, already in progress. All right, as you heard, we're at the Iron Table, where iron sharpens iron, so should men sharpen men. A couple of housekeeping things, as always. We do not own the rights to any music used during any of our segments, but we appreciate the talents and crafts of musicians and only use the music to honor their gifts. If you can't hear me, you can read at the bottom of the screen. So, again, I'm Bryant. Got Danny, Keith, and Steve. We're going to just go right into it. It's been about a couple of weeks since we've last met, so just want to ask the guys, hey, New Year's is a time where we always have resolutions, and we are about what today is the 12th, so 12 days into the new year. What are your resolutions, and how long do you plan on keeping it? I'll set the framework. Go first. My resolution is to stay off of Facebook Marketplace. It I didn't know how hard it was because as soon as I said it, I was looking at my phone on Facebook Marketplace. I said, you know what? I'm going to try to, at least for the first 6 months of this year, utilize um, what I already have, the technology I already have, or ask around for some help. It's like, for example, and I needed a boom mic to calibrate my home theater speakers, and my natural default was to go to Facebook Marketplace. So I'm there and I see it. It's the first thing up there. And every time I go back, it's still there. But I said, no, you can't do it. So I'm have to go old school and go to Craigslist, where who knows who I'm going to meet. But that's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to try to keep it for 6 months. So if y'all ever hear me say I need something, please offer it before I go to Facebook Marketplace and meet some random person. Nah, Craigslist, not a lot of people are posting on Craigslist, and it takes them a long time to respond. So
I didn't even know Craigslist was still around.
So I'm hoping to curb that joy of finding something, going to a random place, just like, oh, this is a nice neighborhood. And
please stay out of these back alleys looking for stuff.
Yeah, it used to be speakers. It used to be speakers, but I've calmed down. So
that's what they
actually have some on there for sale. So so that's me. That's my resolution. Trying to for 6 months. Oh, and giving up pizza for 6 months. So got to get my body ready for Cancun. So got to give up the cheese, the dough, and the meaty toppings.
Okay. Cheese, dough, meaty toppings.
That's all. All right. So who's next? All right, come on.
You can do it. You can do it.
Let's do it. Oh, I know I can. Because normally today is pizza day, but I was like KFC.
I think you'll be. It's the Facebook Marketplace. Good luck.
I need my friends in order to stop me. Either make some phone calls or cancel some of my orders.
Shoot, you sound young, man. You making a choice to stop eating pizza. I ain't had no choice. At a certain point of age, when that pizza sauce hit you acid reflux ain't no joke. So I could either eat it and hurt or not eat it and not hurt.
Get some Nexium. Get some of them supplements.
That spaghetti sauce will fill your stomach up. A certain pizza from tomatoes. So have you ever, not that I'm trying to get you to eat more pizza, but have you ever tried using a different type of sauce, the white sauce or something? Anything else?
I've tried to use no sauce. Okay. And then when I go to Jets, I say no sauce and substitute with barbecue sauce, and that helps.
Barbecue pizza.
Oh, it's good.
You're just eating a grilled cheese sandwich.
It's good.
But it's good. I was suspect. I thought it was gonna be suspect, but it actually is pretty good.
Isn't that just a calzone?
Mhm.
Or no, is it
Mm,
calzone with the sauce on the outside and strombolis with the sauce on the inside? So can you just eat a
It,
calzone?
it go inside the like a regular where the pizza sauce would be at. That's where they
Yeah,
put the barbecue sauce,
yeah.
and it's sweet baby rays too. Ooh wee. Mm, about to get me
Okay.
started already.
And, yeah, I don't want to tempt Bryant. You know, I want you to feel you gotta go try it now.
Yeah,
6 months. Six
nah, because
months. 6 months.
it's a funny story, and I mean, Keith knows this. I remember trying to give up bread,
Oh yeah,
and
good luck.
I'm sitting there, like, yeah, man, I gave up bread. Talking to them brothers, like, yep. I'm sitting there eating pretzel sticks, and they're like, you do know what is
That's bread.
this is bread. I was like, man, F y'all, man. I'm trying to give up something, thinking I'm like 2 weeks into it, like, yeah, I can feel my body getting stronger. Nah, you just eating, so I threw the pretzels in the trash and just got a loaf of Wonder. Like, what's the point? So,
Mm.
but
Well,
this time I want to do better.
You tried. You just didn't know. We tried to help you. We tried to
Y'all
help
did not try to help
as
me.
we
Y'all
laughed at you. We
laughed
did
for like
because it
5
was
minutes
funny.
straight.
It was because you were so proud of yourself. Hey y'all, I gave up bread because you just chomping on them pretzels. I haven't had bread all year. I just been eating pretzels instead.
Y'all probably was like, who gonna tell them? Who gonna
Right?
tell
That's exactly,
them?
that's what made it so funny because we like you
I'm
want to
serious.
tell
I didn't add that pretzels was bread. I was thinking of dough. I was like, I had thin crust pizza. That's not bread. That's not real bread.
I'm about to start laughing again. My stomach hurts. That was
But
funny.
yeah, I found out that I was lying to myself. So
Oh my gosh.
So you got a question up here. It's about New Year's resolution. I don't know when the last time I made a New Year's resolution was, to be honest with you. And maybe that's me. I have opted this year. My focus is kind of wrapped up into one word: faithfulness. And my goal is to be faithful. So, like, to put it this way, I can't control the outcomes, but I can't control the inputs. And so my focus is the inputs. So if this were sports, the shot attempts. I'm focused on taking certain shots on certain parts of the floor and just being faithful with those things in my life and my business, in my walk with the Lord. And so that's me, faithful. That's the goal.
okay.
Good goal. And that input piece is important because that's what we have control over at the end of the day. So doing our part. As for myself, for those who've heard me speak on this, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I believe in the philosophy as it is in the good book of dying daily. So my resolutions wouldn't be for just necessarily for the year. It would be because it's a new day and I have the opportunity to do something different and to do something great. But because we have rolled into a new year, it does impact that because, like everybody else, I take advantage of all the wonderful food during the holiday season. So once that season ends, it's time to unfat myself. So not because it's the new year, only because all the food has stopped coming in. That's the first thing. I'm gonna have to get myself together. I've had a lot of friends and family, become ill. Uh, I don't know. It becomes, I guess, as we get older, it becomes real. Like when we start seeing our peers, become ill, and we start feeling ill. So we do our part, and we do our best to keep ourselves up to par. But and then again, there's a lot of opportunities that are just jumping out, and I want to make sure I'm available to catch all of them or as many as possible. So I think I feel like this year is going to be a great year as it relates to opportunities and just like Danny said, just being faithful and prepared, ready, just consistent. That's the word I'm looking for. I would like to be consistent this year, but not because it's a new year, just because I just want to be daily. That makes sense.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Well, I concur with both of you guys, with everybody actually, when it comes to resolutions, because I don't really do them anymore. What I used to do is I would try to I would try to do my New Year's resolution maybe 2 weeks before, or maybe a month before the New Year's, or maybe a month after. After the hype of and the newness of New Year's, leaves or whatnot. But to be honest with you, I think for me, my focus this year is to use the blessings that God has given. And when I say blessings, I say, I make a nice chunk of change, and I would definitely say that God has blessed me in that avenue. And I definitely have time to utilize, that chunk of change or whatnot. But with that comes being able to buy a lot of stuff. Sometimes you got so much stuff you don't use some of the stuff too. So I got some drones that high end drones that I ain't even used yet or whatnot. So my focus now this year is to use some of the blessings that God has afforded me to have. And those that I don't use, guess what? I give them away or I sell them or
Which
I'll
one
put them
you
on
hold?
Facebook. I'm gonna put them on Facebook Market.
Which
Well,
one
I
you
won't
hold?
be able to see him.
He on there, and
Hey,
he probably
and
gonna call you.
hey, I'm dead serious about them drones. They sealed, brand spanking new.
Oh Lord.
DJI components or whatnot. So yeah, we'll talk after this. We'll talk.
No, the Lord told me to stop. I gotta
I give you,
listen.
I give them to you 50% off of what the
Now you
sale price.
no,
No, see now you trying to offer me drugs. That's
right, because that's what it is. That's all he get me in trouble all the time. He gets me in trouble all the time with these electronics.
Mm-hmm.
All the
Yeah, because you about to get that new phone next week, huh?
touch now. Don't touch my touch now.
But in all, it's just being able to utilize the blessings. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to look at certain things and just say, hey, I'm blessed to have X, Y, and Z. Let me make sure that I use it to its fullness or its potential. And those who don't have as much or whatnot, don't feel afraid of just giving sometimes instead of just, oh, well, if I give you this, what you gonna give? No, just give it out because if God's blessed me, I can bless somebody else too as well and pay that stuff forward. So.
yeah, I did that to somebody for some electronics. I just had an extra amp just laying around. He bought one at a discounted rate, and I was like, man, just take. He was like, you sure? I was like, man, just pay it forward because we like I said, we've all been blessed in different ways, different areas, and we knew how it felt when we got something that was unexpected or bonus.
Mhm.
And so just want to pass on that feeling because it might be the only bright spot that person got for that day.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, yesterday, I sent y'all the pictures. I got into an accident. And no matter what the guy did in front of me, we're in Maryland, and Maryland is one of those states where if you like rear end somebody, you're at fault because you at least should anticipate or put enough space or distance in between that person. Now, I didn't rear end him, but I gave him a police bump. And the guy got out. I could see that he was angry. My son was in the car, made sure he was okay, then got out, made sure the other guy was okay. And I was just, that day was just a weird day because the accident, but then the blessing in it, somebody was giving away a free pair of Converse, Chuck All Stars, size 12. I was like, oh, I just sent there's this gifting thing on Facebook, not on the marketplace, a little group thing, and a person lived not too far from me, so I was able to get them and wore them today. So that was a highlight out of
What
a
color?
day. My color. My
What
color.
color? Well, you said 12.
My
That's like
size. Yeah, my
that's my
size, my
size.
color.
Well, you said 12. I was like, man, I wear 12.
Oh, I got 12 bills.
Yeah, what size? I mean, what color what
No,
color
these
are
were black. These were black. So I was like, oh,
I like black shoes. I like black shoes.
I like black people. So that trumps the black shoes.
Okay.
But
You got your
again,
wear.
somebody.
You wore them today, right? You okay?
Yes, I did.
All right, that's
Yeah, my foot, all stinky foot in there. So I don't think you want them after me. They're not fresh no more.
Yeah.
No, but it was nice. And the lady just said she had bought them for her I guess boyfriend, but he didn't care for them. And I was like, what? I was like, you bought your man a just because gift shoes and he didn't want it? Then I ain't trying to start nothing. I said, but you know, most men should like whatever their significant other gets them just
should they
because.
go?
Hmm?
I know this wasn't the topic, but while we here, let's think about this.
Okay, let's think about the frequency that you're on the receiving end. So just being on the receiving end, you should be like, oh man, thank you. I'm going to take it. Now, if you use it, that's up to you. But to receive, just like we're all natural givers.
But you've never been given a gift that you looked at that had one too many polka dots, or the color was just a little too fuchsia, or it's like super tight, but like a sweater that just like just tight, just and where you supposed to wear that?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm gonna show y'all this shirt I got for Christmas from a younger sister. Notice the neck hole. I'm stretching it. There's no way I could get my head through this hole. And so when I put it on,
third arm. That's an arm hole.
It's an arm hole. It's 3 arm holes.
I thought when I put it on, I was like, did I put this on backwards? I'm looking like the words in the front. You know, is this something? I was like, this was an irregular. This is the Gordon Gartrell of t-shirts. I felt like somebody had their hand
turtleneck on.
But turtleneck had more room than that. But so this is one of those things, and my younger sister, you know, some of y'all know her, you know, she gave it. She's good at Christmas. You know, that 5 and below bag be thick with blankets and shirts and socks and gadgets, you know, but I needed to wear a t-shirt that day. But this was like a perfect edge up if I was trying to get a neck fade.
You might be able to get a pass with your sister, but I'm talking your wife, your spouse, your significant other. What happens when she gets you a gift you don't like? Not saying you. I'm gonna say
you better accept it.
You better.
If you want to come to this table,
dangerous games if you want.
You can't say, babe, I like, you know, normally I like stuff like, you know, but this color, I'm curious, is it ever time to tell her that that's not your cup of tea?
Yeah, never, because the conversation stopped as soon as you said normally. It stopped in her mind. She's on 10. As soon as she heard normally, that's everything else went out the window.
Because you just said it sucked.
What were you gonna say, Danny?
Yep.
Nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing because I ain't got it.
No, like so she gets, your wife brings you a bright orange sweater home. Bright orange. You throwing it on and you gonna wear it.
No. I didn't say I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna accept it. It's like, oh, thank you, or whatnot, and you know, let time. We're gonna let time progress.
What, so that it gets darker?
No, because that's not great. She's gonna say, "Where's that sweater I bought you? I know you. This would go perfect. These yellow socks would go perfect with that orange sweater."
And I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's so. I'm about to go find it. I'm about to find. You know what? I can't find it. For some reason, I can't find it. No. But see, here's the thing. I've
You had to go look. Wait. No. Don't try to clean it up, Steve. He had to go. He said, "Hold up." I had to go.
I've hidden some things from my girl that I don't like that she wears. I've hidden them. Oh yeah, and I haven't thrown them away. I just hid them in a place that I know she's like underneath the mattress. She's never gonna look. She wears these shirts with the tie right here too, and I can't stand them, so I hide them.
Okay.
and I let time progress, and before you know it, you even forget you have it. So time is a very good sidekick for a lot of things.
They are court stenographers when it comes to something that we do. They remember that stuff. So I take it a step further. Give me an orange sweater, I'm gonna go find orange shoes. Y'all might call me a punk, but I know who I married, and I know who I sleep next to, and I want to wake up. It's just you gotta do. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's stuff that we get them that they don't really care about.
But I feel like they get to tell us.
They do get to tell us. And
I
we
felt like
learn
it's
from
good.
that, and
I
we
like
can adjust.
I mean, I've heard women. Well, my husband got me the black shoes, but I really wanted the white ones. And we'll say, oh, okay, well, I'll go get, or keep the black ones. I'll go get those. Like, we will not be,
No
many
harm, no
men will not
foul.
be,
Exactly.
it won't be a problem.
Exactly.
But there are times where I notice that if we say, orange sweater, woo, babe, well, shoot, where am I even going to wear this? It's like, you don't like the niece, the Gordon Gartrell, you don't like it?
We don't even get to that point. We have to watch our facial reactions. They must be either ecstatic or stoic.
I
There
don't know,
can't be an
man.
in between.
And maybe it is because I'm the single one in the bunch, but like I'm gonna probably say something like, "Oh wow, look at the bright orange! Wow."
Interesting.
Bright orange.
That's the class right there. Because most men don't know how to accept the gift. I think logically we get caught up in the moment, and our poker face is gone. We just this is orange.
When it's not a comp, we just start stating facts.
Yeah, this is right. We go. This is straight to facts. Woo, this is bright. Oh shoot,
Ooh,
where would I use
it's a shirt too.
You got a hole, 3, 4 holes. But my thing is, at what point should your woman start to then know? I can see year 1 or 2, but after a certain point of time, shouldn't your woman know you and know exactly what you like? Just like we should at a certain point start to know what our woman likes and get her things accordingly, right?
I think we should, but I think when we don't tell them and we just normalize accepting any gift
Oh,
just
we
because
can't do that.
Right. If it's not the right one, it's not the like sometimes we have to be specific, not to hurt feelings or not to upset, but there are times we have to say that's everybody does
it out.
Babe, you got the receipt for that shirt?
Right.
I think I want to try to give it a different color. What's wrong with that?
You just say it's not my size. Let's go get a different size and hope that they don't have that, right? Like, oh man, they don't have an extra large in this.
Because then it results in you hiding it under the bed, under the mattress.
But okay, so when is in a relationship? When do you express that this isn't your cup of tea? Can you do it? I'm thinking in the first 15 seconds. After that,
I think
you just gotta just be okay with it.
I must be a butthole because I off rip just be like, sweetheart, this ain't gonna work, and I'll just say it. I'll just say it. I hope I'm not being. I'm gonna have to ask her that too, like because it's like after a while, because I don't want you to get the wrong impression that bright ass orange shirts is my thing, and I just have to go throughout life accepting something that doesn't work for me. Because after a certain point in time, I'm gonna get pissed, and you gonna be like, well, I've been buying these orange shirts for this whole time.
Too bright.
Yo, I'm with you, Steve. Like for real. The one exception to that for me would be like on a Christmas morning. Like if she bought something and it's Christmas, God, wow, thank you so much. Man, wow.
There's so many gifts I've given now. I'm starting to question. No,
but like I think it's disingenuous to especially if she said, "Do you like it?" I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry. If somebody asks me, "Do I like something?" I'm not gonna say I like it. I'm gonna say it's different.
That's my word right there.
I don't have anything like this.
You know that every woman that watches this is going to look at the word "different" as I hate it. Just saying.
Well, sometimes because sometimes it is. Not always, but the reality is sometimes when we say that, that's what. No, I don't like it. It's different. We have wives, we have daughters. Anytime they have come down and said, "Look at my dress or my skirt," and we don't like it, and we're trying to figure out what to say to not crush, that's different. Most of us have said that at some point in this. Okay, you like that? I see.
You don't like it. I like the blue dress the best
Right.
because that would make you look like So I think
But then
the
they
blue-
flip it. So you're saying that I look better in the blue dress than I did in this dress?
Yes.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't like this dress?
I like the blue
like
dress.
the way you look better in the blue dress.
Yes,
So I
yeah.
can wear this dress and you'll be okay.
I didn't say
Because
that.
then
I said
it's
I
like,
the
why
blue
even
dress
ask us how they look if you want to wear that dress anyway, right?
because they want to hear you say, "Oh, wow, that's beautiful,"
And that's
And
not going to be the
sometimes-
case.
and that's not always the case.
That I ain't gonna
You
lie.
know-
That used to get me in trouble because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just not. I'm not gonna lie to
Right.
you. I'm not gonna beat you over the head and tell you look like mud, but I am gonna tell you the truth.
You know what? I think I got the cheat code, guys.
What's up?
And I just realized this. That in order to be able to come to the table and be able to even have that conversation and be able to say what you want to say, you off rip have to go so above and beyond with your gift that she has no other choice but to listen to you. And I'll just say, even for my situation, I've always heard my girl talk about her dream car as a kid, what she always wanted, X, Y, and Z. Just always, I'm listening to this or whatnot. So I end up for her birthday some years back buying her a 79 triple blue um, Corvette with 30,000 miles on it. So
This is beautiful, beautiful.
this was a very expensive old school car or whatnot. But I just thought about that. Ever since then, I have a little bit more say so in what it is that I say. Even her friends have said, "Hey, he got about good 10 years of he can do whatever the heck you want. As soon as you come in the house, soon as he come in the house, you just ask him where to put it at." you know, and that's her friend saying this, and I always tease her about this. But again, sometimes as men, we have to go so above and beyond certain things that you can just sit back and just be able to have your opinion about not so much with this, because if certain things that we don't do and we try to then have an opinion, then we definitely gonna get some constructive criticism, as they
You
call
want to
it,
get some feedback?
What about the
some
normal?
feedback.
So what can the normal non-car giving brothers do?
I'm normal. What you mean? That set me back. What you
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Steve.
Hold on. Did you
Steve,
say
that
triple
set me
blue?
back.
I didn't know
Triple
it was.
blue.
I know navy blue, light blue,
No,
because I
triple
wore
blue.
uniforms. I think Danny's even wearing that blue shirt. That's only. I don't know. I only know two blues. Oh,
got
wait a
When I
minute.
say
No,
triple
I
blue,
know this
I
blue
mean
now.
blue exterior, blue interior, blue carpet, blue. It was perfect. It was
I bet the glove
perfect.
box was blue. Okay, but for those
Yeah,
brothers
yeah.
that don't have access to finding that vehicle or that, what can I mean?
You got to listen though. It may be, maybe for her, maybe it might have been for somebody else. It may be, hey, I have a dream. This I've always thought about that, or these are the things like I would like from my man. Say for instance, I would just want flowers from my man. Every so often, just because if you're consistent with that, then you got a little bit more room or more bandwidth to say how it is you feel. Now, if you ain't been meeting that demand or that thing that she's talking about, then yeah, she gonna look at you like, what reasons should I take your opinion, for truth or anything or whatnot? And it's sad that we got to, they say it like that, but again, sometimes it's just figuring out what it is that you've done in order to be able to sit at the table.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that because I was wondering, like, how do we change the net? Like, for those brothers is out there that says, wait a minute, I'm providing a home, I'm providing, monetary, I'm doing all of that. What you're asking me to do is extra. Is that necessary? Is that
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
If you love your wife, if you love your woman, yes, it is. Point blank.
so provision and like monetary, that's the baseline. That's not above and beyond. That's not consistently doing that is the baseline.
So
Brothers
here's the
shouldn't be
thing.
going out there saying, hey, I'm providing, I'm doing all this other stuff. Why do I need to get flowers? Why do I need to, take her out to eat all the time at nice restaurants or buy her clothes. I should be just good enough just by myself. I'm the cake.
D-
Why do I need to
Does
have
she
icing?
does she let you have sex?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You see what I'm saying? Does she
I'm
let you have sex?
I'm about to
Because
play
this
that
is something
game.
that they give us. I'm sorry, it's a gift. You know what I mean? We can't just say, hey, I demand this. So what? I mean, we can see how that works out for you, but again, for those that we're in a relationship with, that is something special that she is giving us. That if we think about it, a lot of times our first mind when we're meeting somebody, it is physical. So my thing is, we have to look at on both sides of the coin what each other is doing. Not just the man, but women too. What is this person providing for me? What is the particular thing that I like, that I need, that I want, that this person is giving to me willingly, and
Mhm.
assessing it from there. And it might not just be sex, but I'm just saying, well, that's one of the some of the major factors that we as men think about. It's like, hey, I'm providing, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, she opening her legs for you too, brother. So I mean, to each their own. Sometimes there is some give and take when it comes to certain things too as well. So always thinking about what it is that we're receiving as well. Now, if you ain't receiving nothing, then that's a different story. Definitely a different story.
I gotta play this. That's for all the women out there after Steve spoke up for him. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Tell him I am the greater good. Come on,
And then
I'm
you
the
ask them that.
best thing he
Then you ask.
needs.
They ask him that same question, like, "Well, how many times you having sex with your man?" They be like, see, what had happened was I was reading 3,000 books a year, and I got time."
Nah, but that's definitely interesting. The brothers do need to hear that we
Yeah.
can't hide behind provisions
No.
and
Yeah.
monetary gifts. It's got to be more.
It's
Got to
got to
be
be.
intentional.
It won't stick if it's not more. Yeah, it won't last.
Okay. Speaking of 3,000 books, yeah, I gotta put this up there. I didn't watch it all, but I know y'all know about
Me neither, brother.
the Cat Williams incident where he was at. I don't think that that's the original intent of what Shannon Sharp was trying to do. Because I don't know if any other ones have lasted. I think I saw like almost 3 hours where he
No.
was just
Yeah. This
firing off.
and they posted start to finish.
Yeah, and no one usually has a time to sit that long.
No.
But
No.
a lot of
But
people, I guess, they watched it in chunks. But I know as a man, if I feel disrespected or slighted, I'm going to go to that person and try to hash it out. Hopefully, there's a level of respect. But what took him to that point, and do you think that that was the right avenue? Did he come off, um, you know, as a person standing up for himself, or did it look like he was a bitter comedian that was just upset of others that have been able to take the same craft and go further, do certain things? Um, Normally we don't talk about but there's a lesson to be learned in how to approach life if you've been slighted, if you've been wronged, is this the right way? Or even if, I guess it may not be a right or wrong way, but is there a better way? And is there maybe from mental health sitting on the sidelines just watching, or behavioral health standpoint, could you like give maybe a glimpse onto why he went that far or went that route?
Well, I first say that I haven't seen none of it. I ain't got time to deal with my own life.
That's this. That's why I mess with y'all. You speak the truth.
Yeah,
Oh man.
that that's me. I did hear whisper. You can't not have existed around people. I heard he kind of got messy. For me, anytime somebody in Hollywood is getting messy, I'm always questioning like, okay, publicity stunt. All right,
Hmm.
so now this person's price is gonna go up because
Hmm.
they know what they doing. And so I'm gonna share this. Oh, and they don't know that. And can we verify that everything that was said was true? I don't know. I don't even know what was said because I'm more dealing with my own life than I am kind of focused and consumed with others.
Hit the button for the brother. Oh my God.
You mean the
Dropping,
pause button? You want me to hit that
dropping
again?
Hit 'em all.
jewels. Oh
Hit,
my God.
hit
Oh,
all of them.
oh
Hit
my
all of
God.
them.
Oh,
I could not watch it straight because, again, like you said, I got life going on. I watched segments and pieces of it, and so getting into what you asked about, I don't know. There's so many avenues that can be dissected with this thing. I'll speak on what my initial view of it was. This is, I don't know. Well, no, I will say, because I think everybody in like I told Danny, in 6th grade we had a young man in our class that used to get picked on a lot, and he used to get bullied and picked on and bullied and picked on. So I said, imagine this kid 30 years later just reading everybody who ever picked on him and bullied him, and just
mm,
you could tell he's frustrated. I mean, but again, it's a situation where he's in pain, he's frustrated, he's angry about some things, but why now and why this way? But of course they would drink it too. So when that liquid courage gets inside of you, the filter comes down, and so I think he already came with the intent on purging his soul and getting some things off of his chest, because he wanted to confront Shannon Sharp as well on the fact that some of those people he talked about were on his show, and like, why he was asking, why didn't you ask this person this or ask this person that? And Shannon had no way of knowing any of this. But again, once you get to drinking, logic goes out the window. And so it was a lot. And like I said, I couldn't listen to a lot, but you do see a person who has been, you could tell he's been hurt by that, by those group of people, and he felt no shame in throwing them under the bus and expressing how he felt. But my question is, with anybody who's ever been through anything, because everybody goes through something, where is the line?
I mean, it's subjective. Everyone will have a different line. But we're talking about, when you're using your 6th grade friend in our age. I mean, how far back? I mean, do people care? Do they remember? Do they?
Most people don't remember. I know someone now who is upset. He went back to his class reunion, and he was upset with everybody 20 years later because they used to bully him 20 years ago. And now that he has muscles and he's strong and he's been working out for the last 20 years, he wants everybody to see that he's changed. And everybody's like, wait, we did what? We said what? Like, you mad at us? And what do we say to you? What do we do to you? And he's like, y'all don't remember y'all called me fat? We did. Well, it looked like it worked out in your favor. You're not fat no more.
Oh, this is mean.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, y'all pointing out facts, right?
But it hurt the person at the time. It hurt the person's feelings. So yes, they held on to it and became it was the origin story for a supervillain.
but at what point are we not growing as human beings where we're still stuck so far in the past that we can't even objectively look to certain things to just say, you know what, let's just say, for instance, your friend from elementary, okay, kids, you're a kid, you know what I mean? And looking at just seeing how kids are and objectively looking at your situation, like, okay, you know what, they were kids. Maybe they don't even remember. Am I so stuck into my feelings and how I feel that I am not willing to move past that? And what have I done since then? Who am I trying to prove this to? Why am I trying to prove something to everybody else except for myself? Why am I trying to win the hearts over of everybody else? So there's some further reflection with that we have to be as human beings looking at our growth and our lack thereof.
Mhm.
Even with this whole situation with the Cat Williams thing, I had a really interesting conversation with a group of actually strangers from one of my girls they went to a birthday party and they were all talking about it. And I'm just sitting back listening to everybody. And, with this being said, because I hadn't seen it at that point, and I had to tell people, I said, one thing that you don't understand is that with how the world is and how the internet is and how we are able to ingest so much information, you got to be careful about guarding your energy, right? Because this energy is going to also then, if you see, this is pretty much at the basic form, this is gossip, point blank, period, right? This is then going to in turn us to be able to be more prevalent to gossip with everybody else, with the people at work, gossip about your neighbor, gossip about your friend, because that energy that we're all ingesting, that we're all
Oh,
talking about, is catchy,
it is.
And I had to reference them to back. I just say, hey, there's parts in the Bible, I think in Psalms where it talks about, be wary of somebody that with frivolous talk. We don't need to just frivolously talk about certain things. We don't need to just gossip about things because that in of itself lies that somebody is not being humble enough. And we talk about even the accolades that that Cat Williams is. He talks. I think in this thing he said he has 12 Netflix specials. That's good. You say, well, they don't have this, they don't have that. Okay, so at this point, what's the problem? And in that of itself, for us, I had to tell them. I said, we're talking about these people as if we know them day to day. You're engaging in energy over millionaires that don't even know you exist. Yet there's a part of your life that needs to be probably looked at, or you need to hone in on, but you're not because your energy is directed to things that don't even concern you. And so many people don't have a hard time understanding that this doesn't concern us. And just like you talked about eating certain things, eating bread, eating pizza, how it's bad for our body, we don't realize that sometimes the energy that's in these screens that we're ingesting is bad for our mind and our spirit until it's too late.
So is it ever okay to be entertained or find entertainment?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
If you
rhetorical.
can if you can distinguish that it's actually entertainment. You have people that play video games that think that this is real life. They think that they can just get wasted, as in Grand Theft Auto, and they come back to life. It's no
Did
do
did
over.
you
That's
have
it.
to mention Grand Theft Auto?
I'm just, but here's the thing with our kids, that's the popular term now. You wasted. When they mad at somebody, they're now saying you wasted. You're wasted in reference to Grand Theft Auto. When you get killed, guess what? What does it say across the screen? Wasted.
I don't know. I don't play the game.
So,
Yeah,
well, that's what
we
it
got
I
to
thought
says.
you were
come
talking
all
about
that
It,
time.
stealing.
it says wasted, right? So, but again, in our headspace, we are not able to distinguish what is actually real and not. So you got a lot of people thinking that this is real life. This is part of my life. This is what it is or whatnot. So if you can't distinguish it, no.
Mm.
Yeah, I would just say there's time for everything and season for every activity. The problem is when we try to do too much of anything in a particular season. And so if you broke, you shouldn't be watching 17 hours of Netflix before you go to bed. And I like if you are trying to advance your life, you should have a limited amount of recreation because it can become a distraction, keeping you from the things that matter most. And so
Oh,
those are my
yeah.
feelings and my thoughts.
Oh, not can. It will become a distraction, hands
It
down.
will.
You're right. I think we all can attest to that there are things that when we're trying to focus and get things done, Danny and I we go in the lab. When I'm in the lab, I gotta, I'll talk to you later. So it's
Hmm.
necessary. But again, I like you said, because so many people are out of touch with their own reality, they've grasped onto this world of entertainment as though it is theirs. Like they almost see it as it's their life. I'm with Cat. I saw so many people in the comments, I'm with Cat or I'm with Steve, and they are embracing it and fighting over it like they're actually going to get something out of this.
Like sports, right?
Like sports.
So
You messing with the fellas, Steve. You messing with them.
answer this question. Why, and I got to go back because I want to ask a question for that individual that came back 20 years later to tell his classmates off of how they made him feel. Why does it matter if he didn't rock with them for those 20 years? Like if they
Because
were not in his circle
and I
for 20
asked,
years, and why do you
and,
care?
and I asked because this person said they blamed the bullies for their damaged self-esteem. So as a child, I grew up with this poor image of myself based on how they made me feel about myself. So all these years I've carried that weight, and now I'm finally strong enough to shed that weight. And now I need to let them know, now that I look different and I am different, I got money now, I'm in shape now, I gotta let these jokers know I'm that deal.
But how are you really shedding if you've got to remind them that they hurt you?
Because that's how this person is looking for healing. I got to tell you what you did to me so I can move forward and I can show you I am somebody because you made me feel like I was nothing. This is what they basically, I'm paraphrasing.
But that's the flaw because you're looking to somebody else to reassure you that you're somebody, and they can pick, and you can go ahead and get all the muscles in the world. Somebody can still pick apart something that's some imperfections.
And they did. They said, and again, the response wasn't, "Oh, sorry, we didn't know we did that." The response was, "Well, look at you now. You're welcome." I'm paraphrasing that too. They were like, "Well, look at you."
Like that, I'm gonna tell you.
You're welcome.
It wasn't me. But your class is mean.
I will say it was my.
But that's how people were in elementary school, high school. You joned on someone, you picked a flaw, and you poked at it until you got a response. And that response,
you poked at it till you got blood.
Yeah,
they cried.
And that just happened. And what did that do? People picked on people so that nobody would pick on them. Group mob mentality was for survival. If you weren't funny, if you weren't athletic, if you weren't popular,
but those are the people that say I wasn't any of those things, so I was always a target. That's why they're angry. So that's why, again, you have a lot of angry people that grow up to just the whole motivation is to come back and squash everybody who ever said anything that ever hurt their beloved soul. And they are like, that's their motivation. Like I said, it created a villain. This is the origin story.
But all the person has to do is say, I don't remember that. Then what?
And that's probably worse. Like, who are you? What? Huh? Who? What? What's your name again? Huh?
That is worse because it's
that's worse.
That happens a lot. You carried this for all these years, and now that you finally come to me to tell me off, I don't even know who you are. So
I don't remember this.
Yeah,
I can't remember every negative thing I did.
And I had no thought of you the last 20 years. I don't even know who you are.
Well, I'll tell a story. And I know, Keith, you were there for this. Danny, you're absolved. So remember there was a certain trip that we went on, and this person had their favorite stuffed animal. Yeah, look, what we did was the person was me. You were in that bus. I
came back and I saw the massacre. I wasn't on the bus when it happened. Continue.
Okay. So Keith was on the bus. I ain't getting out of this story. I'm telling the story. You're not getting out of it.
Okay.
So, that was teenage. If your person's going, if this person's going to be a butthole, we're going to hurt you because you've been a butthole. Did we really mean to? The reaction that we got was bad. I felt bad. I didn't do the actual dude, but I was probably like Reuben in the Bible, like, well, we can't kill him, but maybe we just rip up the coat a little, throw some blood, put him in this hole, And years later, I hear that person would have nothing to do with us, but we were teens. Everything we did back then was either for comedy, for just teenage angst, but now it's bullying and just I can't be held accountable. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm not a bad person. That was the only thing I did. But
the modern world we live in, the statute of limitations on bullying is I don't know. She might be able to
And,
press some charges.
and to play devil's advocate with that too, understanding that, you know, people on the other shoes they feel extremely hurt, and this hurt can last a lifetime. But I believe it's also on individuals as well to be growing as individuals, to have a understanding about the human condition of that. Hey, this person in elementary, middle school, or high school, hell, even college, 20 years or 30 years after those episodes, that person probably may not be the same person that they were back then. And even to say, even as kids, understanding that kids are just little demons, period. They're just,
You call them,
so my thing
you call
is,
all those little demons.
yes, man, you remember me walking in some of them schools, man. It is just,
Okay, yeah,
it's just
you say that.
you're forming your own personalities or whatnot. But again, to say that when a kid is bullying, let's just say somebody's bullying somebody at the age of 7 or 8 years old, and we reunite with them at the age of 40, 45, we can't possibly think that that same 7-year-old is this 45. At a certain point in time, we have to
We
have some type
shouldn't,
of insight about,
but
hey, you know what? Let me find out who this person is now. Because at that
that's
point, we're
a
saying that
very
we're
poor
still
way of
stuck.
thinking about it. But
Yeah.
there are some people who also get stuck, and it's like, nope, he was terrible in elementary school. He's probably terrible. He probably still eats glue now. Look at him
Yeah, so
over there.
you're an adult yelling at a child, at an image of a child. That is
And that's it, yeah. And that's why then you have individuals that get into relationships that can't let things go with their spouse,
hmm,
because
See,
they couldn't even let go of things happen 40 years ago. How do you think I can let go of you not buttering my bread, or cutting off the crust off my peanut butter and jelly sandwich like I wanted you to do? Now I'm mad at you and I'm holding grudges. And I'm telling you, there's so many couples right now. I'm sorry, there's so many men in relationships holding grudges,
you're right,
stupid
D.
grudges, that
I said,
it's like, where can we just can we just let things go? We talk about women being very emotional. No, we are very emotional because we can't let things go. And it's sad to see that people think that, and sometimes we only do what we allow, what people allow us to do, right? But again, at a certain point in time, you have to have an understanding of letting things go. And if you can't let things go that happened 40 years ago as a kid, and we're talking about something like this, I can't hope to expect you to let go of certain things that are going on now, and sometimes some major things or whatnot. So that way of thinking impacts how people go about relationships in their life, and they wonder why they have so many problems.
okay. So we're gonna wrap this up. What can, because we're gonna have to go back to that as far as men not really letting stuff go and we're holding on to things, and we probably learned that at an early age in elementary by being bullied and probably not having the words to tell someone to stop.
Hmm.
And especially if it's in a group mentality, you're talking about one person against many trying to say, leave me alone, stop, don't stop making fun of me. We'll have to find out a
or even
way.
when you say those things, I think sometimes we say those things, but after it's all over, we don't know how to move forward.
Right,
So we're gonna have
We
to
don't
we're gonna
right.
have to have a discussion
Yeah,
later on moving
we
forward.
can run that next one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to run that next. Parting words for today. Anything, because we got one brother that is you need sleep. We all need sleep, but it is kind of late. And tomorrow I got snow tubing. Snow tubing with the kids. So looking forward to um sliding down the slope and coming back home with him. Because if I don't,
Yeah, come back. It's always wise to come back home with the kid. Even if she
Hmm.
says even if she says kill him, come back home with the kid
Hmm.
yeah.
And if you don't come back home
and don't come back home.
Well, y'all have a place for me to stay,
until
right?
you do.
So any
See,
last parting words, last thoughts? Go in a circle.
I learned
Matt will
something
go
new
first.
today. Triple blue. That's my parting words. Triple blue.
blue. Okay.
I'll just say, for me, you don't have to answer everything that people say about you. An example that we have is Jesus. He just held his peace. People are gonna talk. They're gonna say whatever they're gonna say, and there's a time to be silent,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a time to speak.
There's a time to speak. Amen.
That's what's up.
Steve, you got something for the ladies since you've been.
I got something for the ladies and the men's. Let's just saying about remember guarding your energy and thinking about this whole Cat Williams thing, and not even just that in of itself. Think about those who have watched the entire thing. What was it, 3 hours, right? Or 2 hours? One of those.
It's about 3.
If you're able to sit down and listen to frivolous talk about something that doesn't concern you for 3 hours, when's the last time that you picked up a book and just sat with a book for 3 hours? If you can do one, then you can do the other.
Or in prayer. Or in silence.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? We just gonna have to have our own buttons to be able to, boy, y'all be
right. Just never mind, because you know how
Yep.
we talk
you right. You right. Or in prayer, or in silence, or talking to God. And there we go. That's my thing. I know I just said I had a whole one thing, but that's it. Being in tune and having that conversation with God is paramount in this day and age. Having that conversation. Yep.
All right, fellas. It's been real. I ain't got nothing more to add to that. As always, the Iron Table. Iron sharpens iron, so should men sharpen men. Well, it's closing time. We are glad you stayed with us this long. The bill? Oh, we tore that up. For truth and accountability are free. You want to leave a tip? Sure, we take your money. But what's even better is if you share this with someone you know. But there's always room for more at the Iron Table.